Hello, everybody. It's Lord Magicus. Okay, I gotta actually make sure this is working right because I screwed with my settings a bunch. Uh, but it's okay because we are playing Legacy today, and I think this will be fine. Just give me a second. Should be. Yeah, I think. Here's my yeah. I just want to make sure I can hear myself from here. Okay, this sounds good. Good, excellent. I'm here. All right. I'm sure that I messed it up in some other way that I'm not familiar with, but you know what? That's fine. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure chat will tell me. But so yeah. So it's time to play with our new best friend forever, Vodalian Hexcatcher. So, let me screen so you can see everything here. Hopefully we'll have some people join us in the next few minutes. It usually takes a few minutes for the notifications and everybody to see we've gone live, so it's fine. But I'm really excited about this because this card is absolutely fantastic. Oh no, come back. I feel like there should be a way to make this bigger without screwing up the entire rest of the deck. But I don't know if this, I don't think this has the same feature that Arena does, or you hover over it and it shows bigger, so it's fine. You guys know what this card does, right? Yeah, so, yeah, alright. So, our Hexcatcher, we played a little bit of it in Explorer, but today we're going to play with it in Legacy. It's a Merfolk Lord that is, it's a Cursecatcher on a stick. It also has flash and lets us turn all of our other all of our other Merfolk into Cursecatchers. Well, it's actually even better than that though, because it's any non-creature spell, so it means it can hit those pesky ensnaring bridges into fairies and show and tells, and burning wish, like all that stuff. We're gonna definitely be catching some hexes today. We're gonna show them the Vodalians are all about. So to that end, we are jamming 4 copies of this in our deck, and I think that it's going to be very helpful to us. And so in order to make room for this, I ended up cutting one of our 1-drops. So I got rid of 1 Tide Shaper, I got rid of 1 Lord of Atlantis, and the 2 unlicensed Hearses, and that's how we got our 4 slots for this. I don't know if those are all necessarily the correct cuts, but that's where I'm starting. So I think that this is still fine. We have 6 1-drops to help us here. The 1-drops are really good with Hexcatcher and having extra lords. So it's good, one, because you have more stuff to sacrifice early in the game, but also playing multiple lords is better when you have more creatures on the board. So it gives us faster starts that way. So keeping this really low to the ground with extra 1-drops is definitely helpful. You could play with like only 4, but I think that the more you play, and the more that you reasonably can play, probably the stronger it is with this. There is an argument to say that maybe Chalice doesn't need to be here if we're going to play with Hexcatcher in the main deck, but I'm going to continue to try this. Like, we might try configurations where Chalice is in the sideboard or something, because I think this is totally useful against a lot of the decks where we want Chalice anyway. It means that we probably won't counter as much of the removal, but we will counter more of the important spells, like, say, Days Undoing or Teferi, stuff like that. But other than that, the only other change I'm making is in the sideboard here. I decided to cut the Grafdigger's Cages, and I'm adding 2 Faerie Macabres and 1 Dismember. Because I want the 1 Dismember because against some decks, like Death and Taxes, I do want to have more stuff where, like, Chalice is really bad against those decks, so I want more cards to bring in. Like, even Force of Will is not great against them, but Dismember is a little bit better. Like, Cursecatcher is also really bad against them too, so, like, if I want to take out 2 Cursecatchers and, like, 3 Chalices, I have, 5 reasonable cards to bring in against them. Maybe even the recalls. It's possible. I don't know if I'm going that, or the Null Rods. I don't know if I go that far against them, but like there are reasonable considerations for that. So, and the Dismember is going to help us more against the creature decks, whereas like in the main deck we have more help against non-creatures. So I think that it's fine to kind of balance it this way. I'm not sure it makes a huge difference against, say, like the Murktide, but we'll see. But the other thing is, the Reanimator decks are very, very fast, and they will try to turn one you a lot of the time. So, Faerie Macabre means when we are on the draw, and then we have a 0-mana answer in our hand that we can definitely combo through something like Chancellor of the Annex. So, or we can discard it to disrupt their combo. Yeah. So we still have a pretty large amount of interaction against them. Hexcatcher, if we get to 2 mana, similar to how Hearse hurt them, Hexcatcher will also hurt them when we get to 2, as we will probably have something like, you know, Cursecatcher or Tideshaper in play, or even sometimes just maybe flash in Hexcatcher alone by itself. That will just be enough. So it helps, but it also means that our curve stays a little bit lower and more threat dense. So it's more interaction. That's all we really want against those decks. So, okay, well, I've talked enough, I think. Let's go and let's go play. It's time. I am interested to see how this does. All right. Oh, yes, of course. So if you have not been paying attention, yeah, then no longer do you have the option to wait and then click the pair button. As soon as it finds a match for you, you're just in the game. So, gotta pay more attention right now. Hearse is definitely a hard cut. Like, maybe that's not the thing that we're supposed to cut, but we're gonna try. I feel like I should know who this is. That name looks familiar to me. I'm gonna keep this. This seems reasonable. I'll probably lead out with Cursecatcher here. You've been paper testing and the Hexcatcher is amazing. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Alright. Well, opponent, what are you going to do here? Polluted Delta, so Underground Sea means this could be like Doomsday. Thoughtseize? I don't really care what you take out of my hand here. It doesn't matter. This could be like Doomsday, and if it is, that sucks, but we're definitely going to just Wasteland the fuck out of them. It should slow them down a fair bit. I will just play... They're a blue deck, so they're gonna give us another island for this eventually on their own, so... I am totally fine if they don't take the Tideshaper. I will just play Tideshaper and then Wasteland them. And it's not like they want to leave us with the Lords either. Like, they probably have to take Master of the Pearl Trident. But it's not insane to take Tideshaper either, so... They took Master. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that choice. I think most of the time that's probably correct. We don't know what we're up against exactly yet, but there's a very good chance this could be like Doomsday. First things first, let's Wasteland the Underground Sea. The last thing we want to do is fucking play Tideshaper and then they, like, daze their Underground Sea back to their hand. So, yeah, that would be a disaster. Alright. And now, I mean, like, we just play Lord of Atlantis and hope that that's fast enough. Oh, he doesn't have another land? Oh my god, we're gonna win. Beautiful. We're gonna kick their butts! They have no more lands! Wasteland is gonna win this one for us. Yes! Look at how beautiful that is. Look, they're like dead. It doesn't matter what they do here. Okay, Volcanic Island is not enough. I will play the Otawara to play around Daze, but This is gonna hurt them a lot. So they're playing Grixis colors here. That's interesting. So what plays Grixis colors? Okay. They're dead anyway, so why the fuck do I care if they brainstorm? They're just trying to get me to sacrifice Cursecatcher. Like, this is... Or it's close. They're gonna go to 2. Like, what are they gonna do for 2 mana here that's gonna, like, stop them from dying? Nothing. There's no reason to just... Like, they can't win here, I don't think. Lotus Petal. Are they gonna play, like, Show and Tell? Okay. Okay, they go to 1? Underground Sea, like, Plague Engineer still wouldn't be enough. They can't play, like, Toxic Deluge. That's not enough. I don't know what their reason, like, what their plan is here. They're just gonna lose. They don't have enough life to really do anything against this board. Dark Ritual. Okay. Are they just playing, like, Storm here? I don't know if I'm supposed to counter this. What do they, like... I could make them either tap the Volcanic or the Lotus Petal. Or sacrifice this. But I don't know how much that matters here. I think that I'm supposed to. Like, there's not really a good reason not to do that here. Yeah, you may as well tap the Volcanic for this, because you're gonna have to sacrifice the Petal, I assume, to do whatever you're doing. Yeah, because I'm just thinking, like, what if they cast something like Sneak Attack, right? Then they won't have the mana to activate it, hopefully. Or, okay, maybe they're just gonna Storm and try to live here. Okay. So for 6, Burning Wish, is this just a Tendrils to live? No, they have 7 mana, so they actually... Maybe they can go off here. Maybe they actually have enough. They're at Storm count 5. They're getting Dark Petition. Okay. I can't do anything here, so whatever they have, they have. They can't... Like, Ad Nauseam is not an option, so... They will just lose. I think that I am dead. Alright, so this is definitely Storm. Okay, sure. Obviously, I have no interaction for this, so... Alright, they're gonna find Tendrils from their deck. Alright. I guess they just fucking had it. Like, god damn it, we got them to 1. Like, it looked like we had victory here, but... Not quite. Yeah, so here... They cast Burning Wish, get Tendrils, and they just win. Alright, you got this. They have the Fuck, alright. You know what? It's fine, because we have lots of stuff to deal with them. We're going to bring in Null Rods, we're going to bring in Force of Negation, and, yeah, that should do it. We'll take out True-Name Nemesis. Yeah, if I had a Hexcatcher, that definitely would have won us the game there, so... We did as much as we could have tried to, so... I think... Excuse me. Think that we cut Tide Shaper? That's hard to say. You know what? No, probably a Trickster. Or a Lord. A Lord is not unreasonable either. Alright, I'm gonna cut one Lord. I guess they just had it and they were just like trying to... They were considering whether they had to play around something in my hand or not. Alright. So close. But you know what? I still feel good about this because we know that they're on Storm now, but they're playing like Grixis here, so... Does this mean that this is like a variant that it definitely doesn't look like normal. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep this. So I have Force of Negation, Trickster, and Null Rod. This should be fine. I don't think I need Faerie Macabre for this. It's not really great to play it for just Past in Flames. But I am definitely going to just like Null Rod here. And then Force of Negation should be fine. Alright, let's attack first. No, I think that we're never casting the fairy, and I don't really care about exiling anything from their graveyard, so... Null Rod is going to make their life difficult now because they can't activate their LEDs or anything. Well, again, we're just stacking up hate here. I guess attack first. Do I play the Chalice on 1 or 0? Playing it on 1 probably protects me from, like, Thoughtseize, so... And it keeps the force in my hand alive. And if they have to Burning Wish for an answer here, Force of Negation has us protected from Burning Wish. And I think then we can just play Lord of Atlantis and then hopefully... Or ideally, if we could draw an island, that would be helpful. They have a hill to climb, though, for sure. There's always the chance that they're playing, like, one of those weird, what is it, like, the Reanimator Storm deck as well, but I don't know. Like, this could just be regular, like, Storm. Okay, that's beautiful. I think we can just play Lord here. But this means then when we untap, then we will just perpetually have Force of Negation up. Good. Excellent. That's also really good because now it means we can play the Trickster. Well, sure, I'll play it. So they're losing 4 here. That's fine. We have built a very tall mountain for them to have to get over. You're going to probably just get a bunch of basics to survive this Wasteland. Echoing Truth? So they can play Chalice on... I mean, I think that that's got to be fine, right? Again, I really want to hold this force for Burning Wish, and if I use the force there, if I use the force there, then I can't, they could just go Burning Wish and get the thing that blows up all the artifacts, and then that unlocks the Null Rod, which means they can then play, all the cards that actually, sure. Yeah, they can play all the card that blows up, yeah, or all the mana rocks and then combo. So, like they still like it's not they got rid of one lock piece and so they unlocked like a few things here, but it still might not be enough. They're gonna go for something right now. Okay. And I'm probably gonna blow up the volcanic islands because it's their only red source at the moment. This is Storm, but this doesn't. I don't think that this is like the Epic Storm. Like, I don't think this is Bryant Cook's version. This is a different variant of Storm. So this might be like Ad Nauseam Tendrils, or it could. It's possible that they have like a Plan B in this deck. Like maybe it's more similar to like Tin Fins or something. I don't think we know enough yet to know that. I don't think that it was. Because right now, like, I don't think they can win because we have Force and Cursecatcher protecting us. Like, we have. The important thing is, like, if we counter the Echoing Truth, then they can definitely just Burning Wish and I think what is it? Meltdown, is that the one? Or one of the ones where they can just, like, sacrifice the mountain to blow up all the artifacts and that unlocks the Null Rod too. That would be bad. Whereas if we just let them bounce the Chalice and they have to, like, waste all their cantrips here and just hope that they can go for it. And now that looks like they might just be down to casting one more spell this turn. And I don't think one more spell is enough to like save them here. So I'm yeah, I believe that not countering Echoing Truth is correct. And I want to say that it looks like Ad Nauseam Tendrils to me, which is not usually as popular as Epic Storm is these days. Okay. Dark Ritual here. Um, I think if I just force this, I like win, don't I? Or what if I just sacrifice the Cursecatcher and they pay for it? Then they just lose. Pulverize, yes, thank you. See, look, chat knows what it's all about. I don't have to worry too much here because I definitely can just wasteland this volcanic island, but I would like to see what they get with this delta first. Alright. If they're gonna pay for the Cursecatcher, so they got a bad land, so that's important. They're gonna pay for the Cursecatcher. I might just Chalice on to them. Like, that's also an interesting proposition. Like, if I force this and then Chalice on two, that's probably enough, isn't it? Because then they can't cast Burning Wish. Um... So we also have Cavern of Souls, so, like, we're not... Oh, that's also great. But I still think that Chalice and 2 is the way to go here. And we probably want to blow up Badlands? Maybe, or I don't know, either the Volcanic or the Badlands, one of the two. Um, so that keeps them from getting Burning Wish. And it also, yeah, so now that Null Rod is here, so the mana rocks are offline, and most of their win conditions are offline too. It's not impossible that they could, like, okay, they can duress me, I guess, but sure. But I'm hoping that this is enough. Yeah, so they just duressed me because they wanted to see what the last card in my hand was. So duress for information makes sense. Otherwise, yeah, that went pretty much how we wanted it to. Excuse me. So yeah, all right, let's run it back. Ah, fuck, this is really close. We have Null Rod, we have Cursecatcher, we have Force. If we don't draw that second land, we are in a lot of trouble, though. Chalice on 2 does, in fact, stop Hurkyl's recall. That is correct. 2 is a very good number to have Chalice on. I think that I have to... I feel like I have to mulligan this, because... Oh, my God. Because, again, if they mulled a 6 here, if we don't draw the land, like, I don't see how we're winning this game. And then there is a very huge possibility that we are not going to draw the land. I mean, if we do draw it, like, there's a very high chance that we win. If they mulligan, though, like, we can use 2 pieces of interaction and maybe a third if we get the land. Oh, God. You're right. I'm not that lucky. I play Merfolk, yeah, so, alright. I think this is fine. We can keep this. So, I believe here that... I'm definitely keeping this, and I think that we keep ETH. We have some options here. It would be pretty close. I think it's for me. It's either Otawara or Wasteland or Aether Vials, the one we have to put away here. I kind of like keeping the Wasteland. Let's throw Otawara away. If they duress me in turn 1, then I'll probably have to play the Cursecatcher. Alright, let's do it like this. Otherwise, I will play Chalice on 0 and then Vial. Okay, Island, that's fine. The good news is once we tick Vial up to 2, we don't ever have to worry about it again, so... it's fine, I guess. Okay. Sure. I'm definitely open to playing something like, if we draw, like, Null Rod or another Chalice, I'll probably play them. I don't know. Maybe... Yeah, I think it's fine. If we put the Cursecatcher in before Null Rod, that would be okay. So we still have Hexcatcher that they don't know about. Sure. Alright. Oh, they're gonna Thoughtseize me? Okay. So I think Thoughtseize, like, they have to take Hexcatcher here. Yeah. So they know about Cursecatcher, so it's not a big deal. Okay, well, they know about it, so I can just put one into play. They don't know about the other one, though, so that's a benefit here. Alright, take it up to 2. And play another Wasteland. It's not exactly what we needed here, but hope this is enough. So they don't have access to their mana rocks, but we could use a little bit more beef because this clock is really slow, and we might have to throw it away. I don't know how many basics they play in their deck, but they probably are not getting a basic land with this Polluted Delta, so if and when they crack it, I assume is when they make their move. And they're definitely not going to do it in the face of Wasteland until they're ready to go. I mean, I guess. Unless this was just, yeah, they might not have any more blue sources, so if they want to cast Ponder, this was the only option they had available, so. Well, they can blow this up with impunity. Always, okay, so my Aether Vial's name is not Gregorio Combo. MTGO is definitely screwed up in that regard. Okay. Trickster will help with the clock, but they're just digging for something. They need to find an answer to this Chalice. You know what? There was definitely some merit to blowing up this Delta before they brainstormed here. And I did not consider that. Because they have to fetch like a non-basic with this if they don't want it to die, right? So is there a reason I would want to do it now? I'm going to do it. I think that this actually makes sense. Sure, they can sacrifice it, but like whatever they're going to find with this thing, I'm just going to wasteland it anyway. I don't want to wait until my turn to do this, on the off chance that they find like Echoing Truth or something. So if they use it here, it doesn't matter. So they didn't find another land. Oh, look, see, how did I know this? Okay, I could sacrifice a Cursecatcher, but I'm gonna have to replay them anyway, so. Okay. That was pretty good. It means they couldn't use their Echoing Truth to bounce Chalice. And we got to keep our Cursecatchers and our Chalice in play here. Or at least one Cursecatcher. And the other one being in hand is not a problem either. It's like now they're at a decision point again where they have to like win through Chalice plus a Cursecatcher with only 2 lands, and there's a very good possibility they did not draw a land here. Because I think they missed playing a land, so they may not have one. And if they don't, like, this could just be it. Dark Ritual. Um, I think that this has to resolve. They're gonna brain like yeah, using Cursecatcher in this doesn't really matter. They're just trying anything here. That's not the important spell. They could find like another land or something, but I think what they really want to tempt me to sacrifice Cursecatcher because right now I have lethal in play. But if I don't have to sacrifice Cursecatcher, if they don't present like a problem that I am worried about, I can just kill them next turn. So I think that it makes sense to take a gamble off this and just let them try to do. Let me see if they have something a little bit more concerning than just Ritual into Brainstorm. Because they could still be sandbagging a land, just trying to like get me to sacrifice Cursecatcher so then they can play a land. But yeah, they realize that the writing's on the wall. They have to do something now or they die. So see what they got. And even if I sacrifice Cursecatcher, it's still possible I can top deck another Lord and just attack them for 7 anyway. So even if I have to use it, it's not game over. Excuse me. Are they? Because they fetched here. So they're gonna go up to 6 with this. I mean, this is. I don't think countering this matters, right? They could just be trying to tendrils to just live. Lotus Petal. This looks like a tendrils to stay alive to me. Okay, yeah, tendrils to live and they're on 1 card. That's fine, I guess. Like it doesn't actually kill us. They're left with 1 card in hand. Infernal Tutor. That one we have to counter. They are hellbent, and that will get them anything. Okay, so they're on 0 cards right now. We fucking got this in the bag. I don't. They're not gonna draw out of this before we kill them. All right, yeah, they gave up. Good games. Yeah, that was, I mean, you made a valiant attempt. Like the tendrils to stay alive was definitely the play, and then trying to bait me into not yeah, I didn't use the Cursecatcher the whole time, so there was a possibility where like maybe I would just forget to counter this, and then you could like try to find something to help. But yeah, this is usually a very good match for Merfolk. So we didn't get disheartened in the first game because we knew that our sideboard games would be even better. All right, here we go. We are on the draw here. And Storm is definitely a match where Hexcatcher is good. Sadly, we have to mulligan this because we only have 1 land. I do have to keep this. It's not awful, but it's not good either. Okay, so I'm yeah, this is a Misty Rainforest deck, so we're just playing Tideshaper. All right, good luck with Pioneer. Let me know how it goes. I'll check in with it. I'm curious. We have Force. Okay. Triome. And this is the Rug Triome. Okay, interesting. I don't know what deck is playing that one. Sure. Brainstorm away. But also, yeah, and that so yeah, last match, we learned a new trick that you can wasteland a fetch land, and there are scenarios where that does make sense to do it. So, and that was one of them, I think. It doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, you know, going after the fetch lands with Wasteland makes a lot of sense. Okay. See if they want to do anything here. I'm gonna Force of Will this. Okay. They pitched a Narset. That's good to know. So this might be one of the, yeah, this might be a Days Undoing deck. I'm not sure what this is for though. Maybe just for Prismatic End. Okay, they have Uro. All right, so maybe they're on like 4 colors here. Well, we know they're on 4 colors. They just played planes. All right, come on, deck. We need help. That is help actually. Uro is a little bit of a problem, but we'll have to just cross that bridge when we get to it. This definitely is a match where I think Hexcatcher is going to help. I'm going to bring back Uro, I take it. Well, we're going to have to force the Uro. Because we're not beating this thing, so... helpful. Well, they don't have Swords to Plowshares, it looks like. Okay, well... see what they got. Engineered explosives on 1, I am not very happy to see, but there is nothing I can do about that. So we're going to be down to just a Hexcatcher. I mean, I could make them pay the extra 1 for this. It is a force spike, but it doesn't really, like, help that much. That's the problem. Like, them paying an extra 1 to do this is not really making a difference. Because they have the mana anyway, and... yeah, I don't know. It's... I think I would rather, like, if there is some chance where if I, like, try to, like, use one of my mana to, like, make them, or tax them for 1, that they just wouldn't crack explosives here, I think I need them to do it. Well. Alright, attack. Yeah. Take 1. Yep. I guess I should blow up the Triome because then they don't have double green. They have to put 2 cards in the graveyard. Alright, I don't want to do it yet because if they draw a fetch land, that could be a problem. All right, I think we're losing this one. You know, we kind of flooded out a little bit here, and that explosives was really brutal on us. I am not going to be able to stop the Uro in time. And this is like, okay, this is not very helpful to us. All right, I can't do anything about it, so. Yeah. I guess we need, like, True-Name Nemesis. Ugh, alright. Pretty much anything they draw. If they draw a fetch land, Uro is going to come back. I guess if they draw like a basic or like a dual land, then maybe it won't. I guess I'll wait for them to, like, plus in this thing and then Trickster it. Oh my god. Uh... Yeah, they're gonna... This, I think we're just dead. I don't think this matters at this point. They can sacrifice the hamster and just get a bajillion cards. It's real close. Yeah, yeah, Uro's gonna come back here. Alright. I can't beat the Uro. Nothing we could really do about that, sadly. How do I want to board for this? Honestly, I don't really need to change a whole lot. I think our deck is fine. We just drew, like, nothing, so... There's definitely an argument for some Force of Negations. I think, yeah, like, we could bring in some of these. I don't know how much I like Chalice against them, but... And the same thing with, like, Tideshaper and like, Cursecatcher. I don't find them to be particularly amazing. Alright, you know what? I'm going to take out Cursecatcher. I'm going to bring in Force of Negation. At least Tideshaper is a 2-2, so... But I don't feel like Cursecatcher is going to do a whole lot, because they have many lands in their deck. Yeah, sure. We have a True-Name Nemesis. That's really good for us. And if we're lucky, they'll burn a Force of Will in this Aether Vial. Alright. Nope. Alright. Carpet of Flowers. Ooh, that's terrible for us. That's actually okay. Because that means we can play True-Name Nemesis without giving them extra blue mana. If we could draw another blue card, that would be great. Oh god. Do they just not have any more lands? Come on, they have to. Alright, yeah, they do. So they get up to 4. Life from the Loam. I would really love to counter it, but I can't, like, afford to at the moment. And that's going to mean Wasteland is probably not doing a whole lot for us anyway. Alright. Okay, would you like to do anything with your 4 mana, or 2 mana here, I guess? Nope. Blue card would be ideal. That is a blue card, and they do not know about it, so... If I don't have to use this master, then things really look good for us. If I have to use it on the force, it's not great, but I will definitely try to counter, like, Min. I think I'm supposed to, yeah. Because Min will just kill my creatures otherwise. So, may as well. Will it? I can just island walk and kill that thing. Maybe, no, maybe if they play it, I'm supposed to let it resolve. Okay, what are you doing here? Narset. I don't really care too much about Narset. They not... I don't think they took anything with this. Did they just miss? I mean, there's a Tundra. I mean, I expect maybe Swords to Plowshares on, like, Master. A green? Or you have another, like, Carpet of Fire? Are you gonna Life from the Loam here? That makes sense. It's not the important spell to counter. Them having lands is not really the problem. Okay, that's great. Can I just, like, kill them? They're really close to dead, right? It's gonna be 4, 3, so 7, and 5. Yeah, it's... I think I have to at least try. So, attack. So that's 9 that goes to your face, and then I guess I just kill Narset. And I just attempt to force, like, an engineered explosives, I guess, so... Uro is in the graveyard, but if they, like, play Uro, it's not actually that bad if they found a way to. Oh, they had to discard it to hand size. Alright, they gave up. Alright, cool. Excellent, we got there. Verdict is possible, but the thing is, if they had Verdict, there was probably no chance that we were winning anyway, so... I'm willing to gamble sometimes against Verdict because, like, the odds of, like, coming out ahead afterwards are just not good. This hand seems fine. I might lead off on Cavern of Souls here just in case they play Carpet of Flowers again. But, I mean, I'm okay with this. You go Cavern, maybe Wasteland, and then True-Name if I have to. I'm assuming they probably have, like, Pyroblasts in their deck. They chose to shuffle, that's good. Force of Negation is also a good one. Then if they played, like, Life from the Loam, that is actually something worth Force of Negating. I would not force a Will Life from the Loam, but I would definitely Force of Negate one. And picking up Force here means that playing Island next turn probably makes the most sense. Ooh, that's tempting. Hmm. Fuck, I really, really want to hurt them, but I think I need to play the Chalice first. Beautiful. Alright. I kind of think that I'm supposed to play Hexcatcher this turn. Because I really want to Wasteland this fucker. Or I could get rid of the Caracas, right? Because the Caracas, this gets Life from the Loam back. This gives them another chance to go after the Chalice, but I might be able to Hexcatcher and protect it, so. Let's blow this up now. Yeah, like, if they, yeah, okay, so they have a Vista here, alright, so they might be able to kill off Chalice again. This keeps them off of green sources they need for Uro, though. Fuck. Alright. Alright. Uro is a thing. So what are they going to put in here? Oh, they didn't have another land for it. Okay. Which means that now what I'm seeing is that if I go after this volcanic island, that puts them very far away from it. Mm-hmm. They can't realistically do it this turn. This is not a bad turn to, like... Yeah, it's definitely one of these two, but I'm not sure which one yet. They didn't draw a land, so Caracas was their only... Yeah, Caracas might actually be the thing to go after here. No, they did. They got the Vista here, but they went for a basic forest. Still puts them only at 2 for this. It means most of the spells they have that they can cast with this, they will not be able to cast them. Yeah, and I'm thinking that Prismatic Ending is the one they can cast with this, so that might be the one that I'm supposed to get rid of. It also keeps them far away from Verdict, too, which is nice. So... Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, they're dead. Tropical Island is not going to save you. The game is over. They gave up. Look at that win. That looked like for a moment there that we were on the brink, but we brought it back and we won that match. Strategic use of Wasteland. Trying to identify what the most important land to blow up is definitely it's a skill that has to be acquired here. And I think we were correct for going after Caracas. Because that was really the only way they were going to unlock stuff like Brainstorm or maybe Pyroblast from their hand or something like that. But also, like, again, it also keeps them away from stuff like Supreme Verdict if they brought that in by not having any white sources in play, so I think that was right. The mana denial plan does get really strong. Dude, Wasteland is like the star of every fucking league I play with this deck. It's amazing. Like I can't fathom why I've ever played Merfolk without Wasteland. My god. The difference is like night and day between like this year versus last year of me playing Fish. And the real difference is that I am playing Wasteland this year, so alright, we are on the draw. We had to roll 3 times in order to figure that out. We have 2 Wastelands? It's not irrelevant. But this loses to so many things. They mulled to 6. I think that we're supposed to mulligan this, because, like, there's just too many decks where this is just going to lose. This is a hell of a lot better. And I'm pretty sure we just put, like, Trickster in the bottom. Excuse me. So we can go Trickster, Silvergill, Master, and that'll be fine. Infinitely better hand. Alright. Did I say Trickster? So I meant, I meant Cursecatcher, Silvergill. Alright. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing that. I guess we're getting rid of Silvergill Adept. They're trying to, like, fucking turn 1 us here. This has to be Reanimator. Look at this shit. No fucking universe am I letting that happen. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, we ain't doing that. Beautiful. Alright. They're dead, and Hexcatcher's gonna seal the deal for us. Cursecatcher got an upgrade off of this. Okay. Sure. So we know what their hand is. They have a bunch of reanimates that they can't cast. Do you think they'll concede to this? The reanimates cannot be cast here. So, like, they don't have the lands to play through this. Like, we have this game locked up. Not today, Satan! Alright, let's bring in Faerie. Let's bring in the forces. Take out True-Name Nemesis. Take out a Tide Shaper. I think that the other two Tide Shapers may have a little... you know what? So, actually, hold on. I might want to leave the Tide Shaper in here and take out, like, a Trickster or a Silvergill instead. Probably Trickster. I don't know, it's they both have their appeal. Like, actually, maybe Silvergill, because it's, like, the most clunky out of all of them. But the thing is, like, Tide Shaper into Hexcatcher is a much better curve, so... I could bring in Borrowers, but I don't know that there's anything... Like, I guess I could take out Silvergills for Borrowers. I'm okay with that. Or Lords. I guess taking out Lords is okay, too. The only thing is, like, the Lords really help. Like, when you go one drop into Lord, that gives you usually at least 4 power. So, it will help you end the game a little bit faster, though. I don't know, maybe Borrower is fine. Alright, I'm going to take in the Borrowers, and we have extra Lords in Hexcatcher, maybe, so... Yeah, you know what? Normally, I'm happy with this, so, you know, I'm going to keep the Silvergill. We'll do it like this. I think we can get away without Lord of Atlantis, because Hexcatcher is kind of covering the aggro angle a little bit more. I mean, I think I have to keep this. I have a Force and a Cursecatcher, so that's kind of... There's not much better that I can realistically expect here. Fuck. Alright, well... The thing is, no matter what they take, they can't go off because I have Force of Negation, so... Like, this is why I'm keeping this. To double forces means I don't lose to grief. They need at least one more thing. So I take a Force here. I'm going to go Lotus Petal. Okay. And they know I have Wasteland, so they'll probably just get basic Swamp, I'm assuming. Yeah, but they're not going to go for it because they know Force is going to ruin their entire existence. Come on, blue card. Blue card, blue card, blue card. Okay, that is a problem. Sadly, we just have to pass. Like, I could play the Cursecatcher, but they could just very easily call my bluff on it, so... Okay, Entomb I can't do anything about. Like, that's just going to have to be a thing. And I will just have to force them to negate whatever they put into their graveyard. Yeah. I assume they burn a reanimate here. I don't think it's worth bluffing because we can still reasonably win this game if they, like, go for it here. I would rather just not, like, lose. Fuck. Alright. Well, that's a problem. I need them to just not have more reanimates. I need them to have, like, creatures in their hand. Or like a Thoughtseize. Oh, fuck me. Alright, it's a problem. Okay, so they can attack. I have to discard again. But this is not over yet. I do have Otawara, so they will attack me. I have to discard Wasteland, but then on my turn I can bounce this back to their hand, so... That's the hope, anyway. We have not lost yet. It's not pleasant, but we're not out, so... Okay. That is not great. They probably just drew this, though, right? Another Archon. Ugh. I guess if they find another reanimate, we lose. That's not good. If this is Exhume, like, the game's over. Animate dead? Okay, well, maybe if we top deck, like, Brazen Borrower. But this is getting real sketchy really quickly. Alright. Alright, what do we got, deck? Did bringing in Borrower save our ass? No, not yet, but that's not game over yet. Okay, so there's still a chance. We can just trickster this thing down for a turn. Okay, we're still... Oops, undo. Still somehow hanging on. This is a bias a turn, so just hope they don't have anything else. Again, another reanimate would still hurt us a lot if they get grief back. Okay. Lotus Petal's fine, it's useless. The game is now over, because now they will attack with Archon of Cruelty. Alright, we tried. We tried really hard. Other than that, I don't really need to do anything else different, so. On the play, definitely Chalice and Zero is really helpful because we can just turn off all their Lotus Petals, so. You know, there wasn't any real need to bluff there, because like I said, we still had a bunch of draws that, like, the game wasn't actually over at that point. Oh god, yeah, we're fucking keeping the hell out of this. Like, how do we lose? We have double Faerie Macabre. Like, there's no fucking way we can lose with this hand. It would take a miracle to lose with this. I did draw like 6 lands. Yeah, that happens. All right, or maybe 7 because like we used one of them as we used Otawara to bounce something. I don't know. I don't know. It was a lot. We did draw a lot of lands. But like, okay, they just entomb here, and I don't really care. Or Faithless Looting, ideally. I mean, it's not great if they Thoughtseize me and take away my fairy, but... Okay, Unmask, they're gonna target themselves with this? No, they are targeting me. Okay. So they can take away a fairy, but, like, they need this plus Thoughtseize, I guess. And we still have a Brazen Borrower to bounce, like, if they played Gristlebrand or something. Well, I guess if they played, like, Archon. I don't know what they're gonna do here. They must know that they just can't go for it here. Merfolk. Which means I have to play this to try to draw Force of Will. Alright. This is as much as we can reasonably hope for. Ooh, fuck. That would be... If we can make it to next turn, this Wasteland will be very, very good. Come on, opponent. Don't find, like, Thoughtseize. That's, like, the one thing I can't handle right now. Thank you, Motown. I appreciate it. All right. They're passing. Yes. Okay. The game is probably ours. All right. So I think here, I'm just gonna fucking wasteland them first to see what happens. Okay. They just basically are dead. All right. So they didn't find another land, so they're on 1 Lotus Petal right now. So we are looking real good here. I would still feel a lot better if I could find a force, though. So it's not impossible. They could still come back from this. Targeting me. Oh god. All right. Again, they're gonna take the other fairy here, but that's not enough because we still have Borrower to bounce whatever they find. So they're gonna go for it. Okay. I guess maybe they had... Okay, they're gonna get Gristlebrand, I guess. Fuck, alright, they had it. God damn it. Double Unmask, and they had, like, the Ritual Entomb Reanimate. Yeah, our hand was, like, really good, but, like, that is fucking god tier Reanimator hand for sure. What are you gonna do? It's just life. I have to kind of hope that they fuck up and, like, don't get Gristlebrand, though. Yeah, they did take it. Alright, Alright. Okay, maybe they can miss. Like, if they... I guess if they miss here, then maybe that's fine. They have a Thoughtseize. Yeah, if we had Hexcatcher, it would be a lot better, but what are you gonna do? We tried. They can't just pass to me. Like, they have to, like... They have to take away this. They discard Sarah's Emissary. Um... Okay, well, I have to... Yeah, that is a problem. I can choose creature. Fuck, alright. It's not good. I don't know how to get out of this one. Is they're gonna take probably Emissary back here? They took Archon? That can't possibly be right. Why would you not take Emissary? Okay, I get rid of a Faerie Macabre and throw away, like, an Aether Vial that doesn't matter? You have to Thoughtseize me, for sure. Okay, they just had everything. Alright, they got it. They found everything they needed to off of 7 cards, so... Nothing we can do. Why is it always like that? I get, like, these ridiculously good hands against them, and then it's like, psych, by... Are you fucking kidding? Where were you? Alright, well... I don't think that there's any reasonable way that we can win here, because the Gristlebrand is gonna attack me. I have to, like, bounce this thing. Gristlebrand is gonna gain them back 7 more life. They're gonna draw 7 more cards, and, like, and they're gonna gain 3 from this. So, like, I am already taking 16. And I don't think there's any way I can kill them. Like, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a creature here. I'm just, yeah, like, I could beat maybe 2 of them, but I can't beat all 3 of them. That's too much. Alright. We had, like, the best hand we could reasonably have for that, but they just, like, they went double Unmask Ritual into, Entomb Reanimate. So, that's a thing that happens, I guess. And we didn't have the force to back it up, so, oh well. Frustrating. It really feels like that was a match that we should have had, but... Hexcatcher, definitely if we had that instead of, like, Master of the Pearl Trident, that would have made a huge difference. I had the Faerie Macabres exactly for this purpose, and we just didn't get a chance to use them because they found both unmasked with enough black cards. Like, it's crazy. Alright, we're on the draw. Lands Donkey Ranger. Oh well. Again, like, if that's the match that we lose is against Reanimator, because, like, in that manner, then there's nothing wrong with our deck. Like, our deck is fine. I don't feel, like, excited by this, but I will keep it. We have a curve, and maybe Wasteland can hurt them. Oh god. Windswept Heath is usually not a good sign. Tropical Islands Glistener. Oh, we're up against fucking Infect. Alright. Well, if we're up against Infect, then that means we need to Wasteland this thing right now. It has been a really long time since I played against Infect. I need to hope that they were like gonna try to brainstorm or something. That's not that big a deal. They very well might not have another land, so... If they don't have another land to activate this, I don't have to care about it. Oh, that's not good. Alright. That is also not good. Alright, well, the Glistener Elf is not attacking me, at least. Okay, what is my fastest way to win this? Subscribing with Prime. I really, really appreciate it. No, Nexus is not an island, but this tropical island is. How are we doing with new merfolks? Well, we won our first 2 matches, and then we got like scumbagged by... Well, no, we got like scammed. All right, we'll go with that. Yeah, we like just like got robbed by Reanimator. It's really tough. All right, but now we're gonna have this really difficult match here where they have 4 cards in hand, and I really feel like I have to use this Tide Shaper to kill this tropical island, because if I let them like untap and like start casting pump spells and stuff, that is a huge problem. But I also don't have a good way to race this, so I need them just not to have more lands. Which means I can't attack because I have to like block this Glistener Elf. I need a blocker for this just in case they do attack with it. Okay, so if they don't find any more lands, like, attacking me for 1 with Blighted Agent is not the end of the world. Alright, that's helpful. Alright, Merfolk. We need the fastest clock possible, which means we have to cast the Lords first. Well, actually, next turn we can cast the True-Name Nemesis. The Silvergill is definitely force food. I need them to just not draw lands. This is how this has to go. Because if they're stuck on a clock where they can only attack me with Blighted Agent, like, that's fine. They can't cast any cantrips. I do not have Emperor Michal on this list. Nope, sorry. I will show you what this list looks like after this match. Okay. I'm gonna play this Cavern of Souls again, and I'm gonna just play the True-Name Nemesis, and this should be good enough as long as we don't get destroyed here. You know, I will very easily pitch the Silvergill to force, but if they can miss with a land again, like, that gives us a much better chance. Yeah, hitting us with 1 is not enough. Oh, they lost! They conceded to the True-Name Nemesis! Fuck! That was scary as hell. Alright, here we go. This is our deck. So, yeah, you can see we have 6 1-drops in our deck here. We're playing 11 Lords in the list. So, for... In fact, we're going to want these Dismembers and these Brazen Borrowers. This is not really a match where Silvergill means a whole lot. Wasteland definitely claimed another victim here. Probably Force of Negation, but, like, I guess I take out True-Name Nemesis. Like, it's... Normally, True-Name is not really going to win like this. Like, yeah, we just needed to play creatures at that point. I think this is how we're supposed to do this. We have 23 creatures still, yeah. True-Name is really slow, and this deck is really fast and can kill you in, like, turn 2, so... We need as much interaction as possible. This hits the creatures, this turns off all, like, the pump spells, and them playing a lot more creatures. Trickster is good interaction against them, like... And then, yeah, this gets really, like... I think all of the stuff in the deck is here really good. But they are a very fast deck, so... I think that I'm supposed to keep this. If they play, like, a Glistener Elf, I'm pretty sure I just have to force it. I will pitch the Brazen Borrower, I think. Daze? Okay. What the fuck happened? Oh my god, they targeted their Glistener Elf instead of the Force of Will. They meant to daze my Force and they dazed the Glistener. I'm so sorry, opponent. That is such an awful way to lose a match like this. But I guess that kind of makes up for us losing to Reanimator. I'd say in general, like, Infect versus Merfolk can be really close. We definitely have the tools to beat Infect for sure, but like most combo decks, they are a fast combo deck, and sometimes they will just sneak underneath all your interactions, so it's hard. I played against I played against some of the better Infect players in Legacy, and like it gets really, really close, but it's been a long time since I've actually had to face it, so Hexcatcher definitely is an improvement in the list against this deck, so that's great. My god, I can't believe they date like that. That is such I kind of feel bad. Like I feel like we could have had a good match for sure. Like there would have been many tears of joy and many tears of sorrow on both sides. But I don't know. We've lost games to misclicking before. It happens. That's part of the game. In some respect, you have to respect the shame quit. Like shamed concede is a thing. I've definitely done it before. It's life is rough sometimes, so yeah. But I feel like in general, like we have pretty good chances versus them. I maybe we're favored. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, cause I haven't, like I said, I haven't played against it in recently, but like historically, the match has been it's winnable. We definitely can get there. Chalice on one is really good against their deck, and like all of like the Cursecatcher and Force nonsense is also helpful. This hand seems fine. We're gonna keep it. I like this hand a lot, actually. I do not have the time or energy to play more than one league in a night. Part of the reason that the schedule of my channel is the way it is because if I try to play too many leagues at once, like I will burn myself out. So I do a little bit of paper play during the week at different points, and I also do at least one league online for everyone to watch. You don't want to burn yourself out. I've been to that point before. That's why that's why I have everything set up the way it is. I think I used to do like 2 a week, and that was just like too much in my time. Like I'm already neglecting a bunch of other stuff that I really should be doing. Like I'm supposed to be working on D&D stuff for my group, but it's been difficult to find time to do that. We had our first session, which was really cool and fun, but I have to like learn how to use the online tools and build all the dungeons for it. So yeah, it's fun, but I enjoy that. It's a campaign set on Theros, and they ran into my old play character as Corey Nema, who is an Izzet Merfolk. She is a wild mage. Built herself a little a ship that's kind of like the Weatherlight, but imagine the Izzet built it. So yeah, it's fun. But yeah, like I have a pile of books and materials and stuff that I have to like get back to and learning the tools for that. But also I have been playing some sealed like when I'm not doing this with my roommate here, so well, we're definitely gonna play this Tide Shaper. Actually, are we? I think that we're supposed to, because we're gonna play Hexcatcher next turn. So I would really like to have an extra 1-drop to sacrifice to it. Next week we're going to play Modern, and then probably the week after we'll play more Legacy. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Uh, okay, I guess this is happening. We're up against Reanimator again. Alright. They exiled Gristlebrand. They're going to take my Force. There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to hope that, you know, I don't lose right now. I am sure that they would go for it no matter what, so. But they're just gonna, like, ritual and reanimate here or something. My game plan against Ad Nauseam Tendrils and Death and Taxes. Okay. Against Ad Nauseam Tendrils, we take out the True-Name Nemesis because they're just really slow. We're going to bring in Null Rods, we bring in Force of Negations, and yeah, the plan is just stick things to the board and play a bunch of hate rocks and then just try to sit on counter magic. So usually if you can have like 2 or 3 creatures in to pressure their life total, that's good enough. It looks like they're just going to get Crystal Brand reanimate here and we're probably just dead. So, and against Death and Taxes, Tax is a little bit different. Chalice of the Void comes out against Death and Taxes. You want to bring in Dismember. You want to bring in Brazen Borrower for that because Brazen Borrower is really good against like Cauldron Complete. And I think the other 2 cards you cut besides the 3 Chalice are probably 2 Cursecatchers. They're not very good either. All right. Sure. All right, you got your Gristlebrand. Like that, I believe that you will get there. With 18 life to pay for it, like, there's no fucking way that you're not going to. All right. Well, we are on the play this time, so that is some good news. Let's take out True-Name. And, yeah, we'll take out Lord of Atlantis. I think that was the right plan. But, yeah, Death and Taxes often relies upon getting out True-Name Nemesis and being able to attack them while they just can't attack you. Or while you have the board controlled with your tricks, like Merfolk Trickster, or using, like, Dismembers and stuff to keep them from hitting you with, like, Cauldron Complete. You do have to like dismember Mother of Runes if you see it immediately, because otherwise you're never killing their creatures. True-Name will win that game though, but yeah, Ad Nauseam like against like Epic Storm and Ad Nauseam Tendrils, the plan is basically the same. Null Rod will turn off all their mana artifacts. Chalice on 1 and Chalice on 0 are both very strong against them. Against the Epic Storm, you probably want Chalice on 1 a little bit more because of Veil of Summer. It will protect your other stuff a little bit better. Excuse me. But we have a Force and a Hexcatcher. God, like we're not protected against them going off turn 1. If they just have protection go off turn 1, like we are gonna lose, but I think that's fine. We're gonna have to just risk it. I just need them not to go off turn 1. That's it. They kept 7 cards. That's not usually a good sign. I need to get to turn 2 so I can get this Hexcatcher in play. But if their plan is to, like, entomb on my turn to play around Force of Negation, then we can actually beat that. Okay, this is good. This means we have a chance. We just pass here. This might incentivize them to try doing something. That's actually fine, because we can now play Silvergill Adept, too. This could be worse. Alright, and then I think we have to play Wasteland here. I want to keep Otawara in my hand, and I want to make it difficult for... Alright, so they might just be trying to discard for turn. That's a pretty good plan if they have it. grief. Um, I mean, they can take my Force of Will here, but they're not going to be able to, like, go off this turn. This, like, I can't do much else about this. Like, I can't realistically force that. Counter this? I don't think I'm supposed to counter it. They have not played a land this turn. Like, I could throw away both of my creatures to this right now, but I don't feel like I'm winning if I do that. Alright. It's also possible that they might just have Exhume. They discarded Wear and Tear and Grizzlebrand. Okay, well, so they have a land, so if they... I have to counter this. Not really excited by what just happened, but blow up the Badlands, I guess. Yep. Well, I can draw 7 cards here, and if they, if they find a way to reanimate something else, we're just lost. So, but here's the thing: if they don't, I can just Otawara bounce this, and they're dead. So they have to do something right now, or they lose. All right, that's probably gonna do it. They're targeting themselves. That's a bad sign. Um, they have Exhume here. Fuck. All right. So what are they? They're gonna get back Archon of Cruelty for sure, which means I think that I need to get the Silvergill Adept, because that will draw me a card at least, and then I have to sacrifice it probably. So discard Island, I guess. We know what the other cards are still. So they used. Oh, they still have more stuff to do. Fuck. Faithless looting. Okay, let's. Not good, but it's not the end of the world. Hopefully. Sarah's Emissary is not something I want to see there. Okay, well. I'm gonna lose this and have to discard this, but at least we don't die. And I guess I just need them not to have reanimation spells here. So what am I looking for? Like, I think like Brazen Borrower or the other Otawara. That's what it's going to take. Sure. Thoughtseize, that's fine. I think we are basically just dead to that. Yeah, they just get protection from creatures. Oh my god, yeah, we're fucked. What are you gonna do? Let's life. Alright, we lose. Oh, fuck. We lost twice against Reanimator. How many cards in my sideboard do I have to dedicate to this shit in order to not lose to it? Because, I mean, we already have 2 Faerie Macabres. Like, I guess the forces are not enough. Like, I don't know. Like, the problem is, like, they have grief to take away basically anything we have. So anything less than, like, a million cards against them is just not enough. I mean, the other option is like Leyline of the Void, but as you see, like I don't like Leyline of the Void because they do play Wear and Tear in their decks, and they will just blow it up and pretend that they can just win the game without having to worry about it. So I don't know. I guess it's just frustrating because it feels like our matches were like really close against them, and probably should have gotten there, but we just didn't. And it happened twice in one league, and yeah, that's abnormally high in my opinion. So I don't know. Maybe I do just need more density of stuff, but it feels like it should be enough. And the second that you take out stuff like Hurkyl's Recall is when you're gonna get paired up against a deck like Painter or the 8-cast, and you're gonna desperately wish that you had this. So yeah, they drew their gas. Like that's how combo is. Like they need to have really good hands that just are way better than yours, and we did draw some lands, and like it's just, I don't know, frustrating, but not the end of the world because, like I said, it's a lot. A lot of that is just kind of luck based on their part because I don't think they mulliganed the last game, right? They kept 7, and that is a deck that's normally they have to mulligan very aggressively to get what they need, and if they just keep 7 that have it, well, what are you gonna do? So it's life, but I don't know. I was pretty impressed with the list overall. I kind of wish we got to see a little bit more out of Hexcatcher, but like I think this card was like relevant in every single match that we played. Like having this card would definitely like change the course of like all of those games. So I'm very pleased to have this in the deck. And part of me is like a little sad that we don't have unlicensed Hearse, but the other part of me at the same time is like, if we had Hearse on turn 2, sure, that's fine, but I think the biggest problem is when we don't have Hearse, like, or we don't have like the time to live to turn 2 against the Reanimator deck. So it's, yeah, I don't know. That's why we have like Faerie, because it's just faster. It means we have interaction on the draw. But if they're keeping a hand that just like wins with protection, then they win with protection. You need a stacked hand to beat their stacked hand. That's all there is to it. So, but it does tell me that we're on the right track with this, because like I said, those matches I'm not too worried about, because like I said, it's more dice rolly in that regard. We have about reasonably as much interaction for that as we're going to get. So yeah, we're not. There's not a lot more we can do to like hedge against it than we're already doing. We have 7 forces, like the Cursecatchers, the Hex Catchers, and the Fairies. Like, yeah, I don't know what more you want. Even Chalice, like, yeah, playing Chalice in one hurts them a lot too, if you can find it. So, I mean, maybe it's possible we could take out a Dismember and put in like another Fairy. It's not unreasonable to do that for sure. But I don't think I'd want to go like less than 2 Dismembers. So, and the Force of Negation is more important versus some of the other decks. So I don't want to go less than 3 of those either. So that's another one of those things against like other combo decks where if you're up against like Show and Tell or you're up against Doomsday, you need to have as many forces as you possibly can. Because if you don't, they just will turn one you. So like a lot of those decks are force check decks, but we live now in the age of post-modern Horizons, so we have more forces, but now they also have more grief effects. So they have like Unmask and their Thought Seizes, but now they have grief on top of it, and it makes it a lot easier for them to just force check people and get away with it. So yeah, it's not much you can do about it, but you know that's life. So I'm pleased with this. I think that I will run this back again. Just maybe it's possible maybe we cut one of these and just bring in one more fairy and just pray that's enough. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't see anything wrong with the shell for sure. What we have seen though is Wasteland is just ridiculously OP and will just win a lot of games because opponents do not respect it. So, and we have to stay on at least 6 1-drops so that way if we like Wasteland, we still have a curve to play off of it. You don't really want to go Wasteland into 2-drop. That means you're taking a turn off to do nothing. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a good league in my opinion. When we could have definitely been like 5-0 with a little bit more luck, but that's just kind of it. So, all right. Well, next week we're gonna play Modern. If you were watching the replay on my YouTube channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I actually just recently got community posts on there, so you might, yeah, if you subscribe, you might start seeing some of those show up. Yeah, I'm gonna try to have some fun with that. That's me. Yeah, we just got to 500, so it means a lot to me that we actually get to play around with it. Uh, yeah, and the link, so you can find all the replays over here on YouTube, and I will always try to read your comments and respond to them. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, or maybe you found something that I missed, by all means, put it in the comments and I will check it. You stone range your opponent with Dismember and Dry. I have definitely done stuff like that where, or yeah, like Wasteland Dryad is fine, or like yeah, if you have Dismember on Dryad, or even like Brazen Borrower, bounce it, or even upkeep Merfolk Trickster, tap it. Like yeah, like there are definitely a lot of decks, and I think the Uro decks in particular like to run one of Dryads and with their Green Sun Zeniths, and they will get punished very hard by interacting with the creature part of it. So it's always fun to see that happen. But yeah, that is what we're doing for tonight. So we gotta go find somebody to go and take a look at. Oh, you know what? We're gonna go watch Legacy Pit. Sure, Legacy Pit. They're cool. Get some more Legacy for your night here, and then I will see you back next week. Or next week we'll play some Modern, and then probably Legacy the week afterwards. So, like I said, everybody, I appreciate you being here very much, and I will see you again next time. Take it easy, and all the love in the world to you guys. So, oh, wait, there we go. Right now. Goodbye, everyone.